What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be doing a video on changing out my CV axle. I got the new nice and shiny one in there. Never really showed in the last series of what was going on, so I think it might have just been kind of a whole bunch of unfortunate events at once, because clutch was definitely shot after looking at the old one, but everything's back in the car now. Transmission in, clutch, flywheel, pressure plate, throwout bearing, slave cylinder, did everything. Car still does not move, so that kind of narrows it down to two things. I never realized, well, I always knew that one of my axles was pretty bad, but I never really did anything about it. So I think that might have actually snapped. That, and I still need to do the master cylinder. If it's not one of those two, then I have no idea, but I'm not mad. I definitely needed a new clutch and everything anyways after looking at the old one. I also got this stainless steel clutch line that I'll be throwing in at some point. It's just weird because that was like a 1. The day that I did think that the clutch went out, it did start smelling like some clutch, and it was kind of smoking a little bit. So I don't know too much. Like I've said before, I don't know a whole lot about that kind of stuff. I did learn a whole lot about doing a clutch job and stuff on this car, so I'm definitely glad I did it anyways. It was actually pretty fun and learned a lot, so nothing to be mad about. Yeah, so today I'm going to be doing this axle, and then if I have time, I'll probably get to the master cylinder and putting in that stainless steel clutch line and doing that, because I went and picked up the part today. So we'll see what I get into. I also need to adjust the ride height because I got all the new springs in, and it sits really good on the front. I'm happy with it. The rear, not the best, pretty high, but it is pretty stiff, so I think I can push it quite a bit lower. And I fixed the toe a little bit too, because the toe was out. I pulled that in just a bit, so now it's clearing a lot better all around the fenders. So I think that'll definitely help once I get this whole thing dialed in. I'm tired of looking at this thing covered in ash and dust, and as you can see, it is looks foggy, but that is not fog. That is smoke. It's like almost 3 in the afternoon, but it was nice to see this thing off the jack and jack stands the other day, so definitely excited. I just need to grind this stuff out and we'll figure out what's wrong with it. But anyways, we're gonna get into it. You're gonna need a 32mm for the axle nut. I actually just started doing it, kind of struggling with it even with the impact, and I know that thing's about to go off any second, so I'm gonna make this quick, but I'll show you once I get over there. I'm trying to get that big giant bolt off, and then it's got like 6 or 7 whatever around the actual axle on the back. Those are gonna be 14mm, so we'll get under there and check it out, and I'll give you a little bit better of a thing. But we're gonna get into this, we're gonna take care of it and get this thing driving here soon. So let's get it. Alright guys, so here we are looking at it. There was the cotter pen that runs through it, which is right here. I just pried it together and then took that out, but this is the 32 big boy. I coated it in PB Blaster, so it's all kind of all over. And then you can see back there, those are gonna be, I actually haven't counted how many there is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think there's 6, but yeah, those are gonna be 14. So basically once we get this out, we're just gonna pop that out, disconnect those, and then this should pivot right out of there. And we'll get that new one, and I'll show you the damage under there. Let's see how I actually cut the video, but we're gonna see under here how gross that is. So that thing's pretty toast, and for the sake of this, I'll probably put on some rubber gloves or something, because that is a lot of grease that's in there, and it's gonna be slanging all over the place, and I don't really feel like getting super dirty. Look at all the buildup up here. I was kind of playing with it earlier, but you can see it is all over the place, and the other side's not like that. So again, there goes the compressor. But anyways, I'm gonna try and keep struggling to get this thing off, and we'll check back in once that's out. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. It actually ended up zipping right off. And then I disconnected the 6 ones with the little nut on there. It's got a little locking washer. And then this is where your spring bucket would usually be, right here. Instead I got my toe arm. I just kind of wiggled it down, and then I pushed this in a little bit so I could get that room to drop it down here. And then now I'm just gonna it's hard to do with one hand right here, but kind of just might even try and see what happens if I. Yeah, she's almost all the way up. I'm trying to hold the camera and not roll away on my little chair. Okay, there is the old one. And as you can tell, that was, yeah, it makes a weird noise. That was split. That's not appropriate right there. Okay, we ain't gonna talk about that, but anywho's, we're gonna get the new one and throw it right in. That's foul, but yeah, we'll get that back on. This was really easy, actually. I think the hard thing was probably getting this big nut off. A lot of PB Blaster ended up zipping it right off. Yeah, this is pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory. We'll get that new one up, and then one thing that does kind of suck is my e-brake is a little poopy, so kind of wanted to rotate a little bit. That's okay. All right, so we got the new one out. As you can tell, a little better condition. You got, oh, that's nasty. I had to touch it. It looks and feels exactly how you think it would. That's crazy. Here's the new one. Here's that. I've heard not the best amount of things about these, what are they? The Duralast ones, but on the bright side, lifetime warranty no matter what. So that saves you a bit. These ones were like $106 or something. Yeah, it's definitely worth it if you get the lifetime warranty. I even told the dude, I was like, so, I mean, if I'm just kind of dumb and break them all the time, like I can just come get a new one? He's like, yeah. So, and for the most part, I mean, the only pressure it's gonna get on it is from the camber, which in not too long, I may actually end up just getting some axle spacers to try and prevent going through them so much. We'll definitely see. So we'll get this new one. Slide, that's nice. It comes with a new bolt because that other one looked a little iffy. Same thing, just gonna slide it in, put those 6 bolts around there, and then, yeah, we'll get it in. We'll see what happens. Alright, and just like that, I didn't really show too much under there. The axle's on. That was very easy. If I was to put this on a scale, I'd say like a 3 at most. I think the most uncomfortable thing was just the angles. The car's not very high up, so I was kind of just like on my side. But I mean, that was easy. I need to spread this back out. I'm trying to hit the cotter pin in a little bit more just to get a little safety precaution. But while I have this wheel off too, I'll probably adjust the height. I'm thinking I'll probably drop it down about I don't know, maybe an inch or so. I kind of want it sitting a little bit lower than how this is. That's too high. See, it needs to be down yonder. I'll get the car down and we'll see if it moves. If that's the problem, then I feel like a doofus. I learned a lot, so I'm not that mad, and my clutch was on its way out anyways, so I got a lot of experience from that. But I mean, if this works, then I probably won't even actually do the master cylinder, because the master cylinder is actually probably fine. And now that I think about it, it would make sense. If one's not working, both wheels aren't going to spin. I'm dumb. I've known that one has been on its way out for a while. I just didn't think it would happen. When it did, I mean, holy cow, that thing is shot. That's bad. So yeah, I'm gonna pick up this crap real quick. We'll put it on the ground and see if it moves.